it was a great place to grow up. And then I went away, of course, and in my first year at Harvard, which would have been 1957, working with Sasaki also, the elm trees were almost all gone. In about 8 years, the city lost 80,000 elm trees, including the University of Illinois. And it was devastating. What was a beautiful city had become, I don't want to use ugly is not the right word, but it had become inhuman almost. It's essentially lost its spine, it lost its face, it had lost its form. It still functioned, but it didn't have much else. And the city then began to reforest the streets. But what was cool is by 1959, when I was working for Sasaki full time, our office was hired to do a master plan for the University of Illinois, which at Sasaki said, "Stu, would you like to work on this?" And I said, "Oh my God, I'd love that. I really would, because I still owe the university money, and to think that they'd be paying us to help me pay them back, really, it was a wonderful thing." And it wasn't so much the money. It was just getting back to the culture and being with Mom and Dad again and working with this brilliant Sasaki and our local client contact. So that over a 5-year period, we had done a master plan for the entire campus and integrated with the Urbana-Champaign ideas on both sides. And rather than a monoculture, went to probably a dozen species. And we were under pressure by the horticultural lobby to alternate species on every street. And you never put 2 species together. And this is when I think Sasaki turned white. And I felt the same way. And we finally talked them into using a single culture on each street, so that if you lose the red maples, you only lose, Illinois Street. You don't lose the whole town. But the worst thing we thought was to intersperse species in a formal way. Anyway, the thrill of helping reforest the campus, and a reforest it was, 30,000 species, or 30,000 trees in probably a 10-year period. And now you go back, and it ain't an elm tree city. It's not an elm tree campus anymore, but it's awfully nice. It feels good. It doesn't feel great. It feels good.